There you go, sir.
Okay, I want to give you a perspective from the Board of Supervisors and our rationale. We approved a grant a couple months ago from DEMA, the Arizona Department of Emergency Management, to purchase flock cameras. And when the sheriff came to us at the time and his lieutenants briefed us, it was like a border security grant. It was for public safety, all this stuff. We didn't realize, and that was on me and the other two board members. We didn't read what was in that grant. It was only a few days later when a constituent reached out to me and spoke with me over the phone, and the two of us, while looking at the computer, read through the grant, and he told me what actually was in that grant, where I became aware that there was a referral to purchase flock cameras, a direct referral from the state to buy flock cameras as part of that grant. I then started doing research on that and came up with some interesting things. I got some case law from some lawsuits that were filed regarding flock cameras in about a dozen states. Some of those were successful, some of those were unsuccessful, but the evidence presented in them cases scared the bejesus out of me, for lack of a better term. For those of you who don't know, I just retired from Raytheon in August. I was the program director for emerging programs and advanced technology, and I worked with advanced intelligence, artificial intelligence, image processing, advanced image processing algorithms, particularly when it comes to image-seeking missiles technology. And I can tell you the technology that these guys are talking about is just a scratching of the surface of what's out there. And it is a scary world out there. So with my knowledge of what artificial and machine learning is able to do, artificial intelligence and machine learning, the capability of image processing, where you could take a single frame of just a frame grab, an image of one frame, and pull 30,000 points of data from that one frame, is what I'm talking about here. And Flock AI, with all due respect to the lady that spoke earlier, is on a progressive growth, engineering growth, technology advancing pattern. The technical imperative, and I worked with engineers for 21 years, just like police officers, if they have the tool and they think it's going to make their life easier, they're going to use it. They're going to continue to strive to advance their ability to do their job as best as possible. I think the line needs to be drawn, however, as public servants and as elected officials and leaders, that we have to figure out where the line is between providing advanced capability and technology to our law enforcement officers and the individual liberties and freedom of our constituents comes in. And as Ben Franklin says, those that surrender individual liberty for the purposes of purchasing safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. And I think we're at that point now with this technology where we draw the line. So when I met with the sheriff and his team, we talked about LPRs in general, and then we talked about LPRs with advanced artificial intelligence and the ability to do data mosaic correlation, where you lay different packets of data to come to a sort of a picture. And that's where Flock scared me. With regard to this, there are other companies out there that can do LPRs. So all the stuff you guys said about LPR, I'm on board with that. Couldn't agree more. It is an effective law enforcement tool. My concern is with the data. When we tried, and I spoke with the lieutenants about, can we get Flock to amend certain aspects of the contract? For example, I wanted the county to own the cameras, and I wanted the county to own the servers, because who owns the servers owns the data. When they tell you it's your data, but it's stored on their servers, it's not your data. I'm just sorry. That's just the reality. So a company that can give you the cameras, where you own the cameras and where you own the servers, you control the access to that data. You can do IGAs like we can do with you guys. If you want to access our stuff, you go to the sheriff, you provide him an affidavit for why you need to get in there, and he says, yep, you can have, chief, you can get in and look for this license plate, you can look for this, and that's fine. I have no heartburn with that, and I couldn't agree more. The problem is, getting amendments to the contract with Flock is almost impossible, because Flock, to this point, from what I understand, does not like to adjust and modify the T's and C's, the terms and conditions of their contracts. They won't allow a third-party auditor to ensure that the data that they're gathering is only related specifically to what the previous speaker talked about, the car, make, model, and certain features. They're not allowing independent third-party entities to go see if they're collecting and storing other data that they may not be disclosing. They're not allowing third-party security personnel to review whether or not their security measures are adequate. And I can tell you that because I just found out that just last week, a cyber group, these are, you can call them white hat hackers, for lack of a better term, hacked into the Flock system just last week. And as of Monday, they said they rechecked Monday, and their vulnerabilities that they discovered within the Flock system have, as far as they can tell, not been fixed, and they're still there. They've been hacked numerous times, and I'm not blaming Flock for that. When you become the sore thumb, every hacker on the planet starts trying to hack into your system now, and Flock has drawn that attention, which created some concern there. The other concern I had was Carpenter v. US. Carpenter v. US, I know everybody likes to say, well, that applied to cell phones. Oh, yes, Mayor.
Yes, Supervisor, we only have 5 minutes per person.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, sir, your 5 minutes has concluded.
Okay, I just don't like using private public companies to circumvent Carpenter v. US and allow them to do persistent surveillance and then say, well, we're only surveilling when we need to get access. So that's the only other concern I have. But thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, members. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Good seeing you, Supervisor. Thank you for